Hit it.
No, hit it.
Hit it.
When you're ready,
Hit
Joe.
it.
When you're
Whenever.
ready.
Friday, 10 o'clock tune in. It's showtime, the EV Café News.
Every flipping time. Trouser tingle.
That's weird.
Well, you know, hey, we speak as we find, and welcome to the 10 with the EV Café, 30 minutes of what's happening in sustainable transport, ably supported by Drax Electric Vehicles. Today, we are totally blessed to have with us the quite wonderful Sam Clark, complete with his lightning bolt in the background. How are you, me old fruit?
Very well, thank you. It's Friday, isn't it? So delighted.
It's Friday.
Friday.
Quite right. And Sarah, what's making you Friday today?
I'm in Wales. Best place ever.
Well, Borodar to you and
Thank you.
Uncle Paul. How are you doing?
Uncle Paul?
Uncle Paul. Oh dear.
Not
Grandpa.
creepy at all. I'm here in the Kirby Towers, Bedfordshire countryside. Thank you very much, and I'm loving life, although it's a bit damp.
A little bit moist with Paul. Now then, did you see the Power of the Depot webinar that we had on Wednesday? Utterly brilliant with Rosario Sorace, Sarah Gray of Dawson Group and Dan Bannister of Network Rail. Rosario, of course, from the aforementioned Drax Electric Vehicles, all of whom are experts at creating electrified depots for transport. Worth a watch on our LinkedIn page, so search the EV Cafe, or indeed on the YouTube. Same deal, search out the EV Cafe. It's 1 hour of utter brilliance, and Sam messaged me directly after and said, that hour flew. That's as close to a compliment from Sam as you get.
He actually sent it whilst we were on air, which really made me laugh. It was at 12:52. I was like, we haven't
it's
even
actually
finished.
not
but
an
okay.
hour yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough of the
say it was an
malarkey.
hour. I said it
Let's-
flew.
Right, okay, are we done now? Can I grab a cuppa? Can I plug in to what's happening in clean transport this week? And coming up, the DFT launches a new awareness campaign to boost EV uptake. Sarah, coming to you for that one.
Ooh.
Filling the first and last mile gap, we find out about Asia's electric bus push, which sounds like a tough gig to me, pushing a bus. But anyway, Paul, coming to you for that one, Mr. Muscles. We're also looking at plug-in hybrids because they are more expensive to run than petrol cars, and we knew that. And Sam, guess who I'm coming to for that one? And then just to round off the day, the pace of hydrogen transport tech development and rollout is putting net zero targets at risk. Sam, I'm not going to pick on you for that one. We can all have a bun fight over that. But first, the EV Cafe commercial clap, where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
A commercial clap from the EV Cafe.
Innovation applauded.
You're not kidding. Innovation applauded. And first up, the AA has been reconfirmed as a gold award holder in the Armed Forces Covenant Employer Recognition Scheme. This is the third time in succession the organisation has achieved the highest standard in the scheme. And essentially what it does is it gives veterans and reservists and people who leave active duty an opportunity to work in the AA, and they have policies and procedures and recruitment processes which are there to support our ex-service people. It's utterly brilliant, and got to give a big shout out to the AA because I love that. Very often we see servicemen coming back from active duty, and unfortunately they end up in tough places. I was talking to somebody at King's Cross Station on Tuesday who was ex-forces and was homeless, and it was just the most depressing thing to have that conversation. I know they'd been out there fighting our corner and then were just dropped like a hot potato. So good stuff, the AA, well done. Second commercial clap is for Suffolk County Council. Now Suffolk get a lot of grief. We have our wonderful friend Matt Leng, who's out in Norfolk, but Suffolk County Council and Believe have installed the first local EV infrastructure or Levi funded public EV charge point as part of a large scale rollout. Around 6,000 charge points are planned over the coming years, and Believe will install at least 2,100 on-street charge points and more than 400 car park charge points, with the first phase due to be completed by the end of the year. Well done, Suffolk. And this, Hold the phones, everybody. Screeched in this morning from the quite wonderful Neil Durno and the great people at Voltempo. The UK's first megawatt-scale electric heavy goods vehicle charging hub has gone live at Coonanaigle's East Midlands Gateway site as part of the eFreight 2030 programme. The new facility supports electric heavy goods vehicles using British-designed Voltempo hypercharger technology and marks the first of 25 planned megawatt-scale charging hubs. Now then, Coonanagle have also been the first to send an EHGV through the Channel Tunnel, undertaking a 1,700 kilometre journey across 4 countries and topped up using solely public EHGV infrastructure, including GridServe in the UK. We saw it there.
Who did that?
Who was
Who
that
do you
doggy
think?
in the window? There he is, a happy man at
not big enough.
GridServe. I had to scale down Sam because he's just a massive EHGV person. But they went from GridServe into Germany, France, Belgium with a 12-ton payload, all on the new DAF, new generation XF, and publicly charged the whole way without drama. It's happening, people. Sam's part of that. Go for it, my friend.
I just wanted to point out one thing. Firstly, well done. Thank you to Neil Durno for sharing that, and Voltempo and the crew for making that happen. And well done to Coonanagle, right? They went through the Channel Tunnel. First time that's been done in an electric truck. So it just goes to show that there is a need for certain rules and regulations to change so that we can start to adopt electric trucks more effectively. So the ability to go through Channel Tunnel is one of them. Another one is for electric vehicles to tow flammable liquids, because apparently you can't do that, and yet you can do it with a combustion engine. So there's certain things that we've got to try and catch up on to keep this transition going. So this is a great story that shows that things are changing and we are adapting to a different use case. So well done.
And really great thanks to Neil for getting that press release over this morning. It was embargoed, and we are one of the very first people to cover that live. So thank you so much. Now then, shall we crack on with the news? Although that was really news. That's not just a commercial clap. That's breaking news. Anyway, the Department for Transport has launched a new campaign highlighting the savings from electric vehicles, with drivers able to cut purchase costs by up to £3,750 and running costs by £1,400 a year. The Get That Electric Feeling campaign, loving that, should be a song, was launched by the DFT this week and will run across TV, radio and digital channels. Now then, have you seen or heard it yet? I will be honest, I have not seen hide nor hair of it. I searched YouTube, nothing. I searched TikTok, nothing. I have not seen this. Have you seen it anywhere? The Get That Electric Feeling? No. Sam? No. Sarah?
Instagram.
Oh,
Of course.
See, I'm just not down with the kids. Pablo, have you seen it?
No, I was doing the same. I haven't had a chance to look properly, but I will look afterwards. Because I was thinking,
man.
where was our invite to be a participant?
Oh, it's a good point, Paul.
I know.
Doesn't
well-
that Get That Electric Feeling rather imply you're going to be electrocuted, or is it just me?
Hopefully it's just you, mate.
Yeah.
Plug you into the mains and just let nature do its thing. It aims to encourage more drivers to switch to EVs. Go on, Paul.
I was just going to say, Stuart Humphrey's seen it on LinkedIn.
Wow,
Jeepers.
okay.
Thank you, Stuart. If you could find it and stick a link in
Send
the
the
chat,
link.
that would be most excellent. It aims to encourage more drivers to switch to EVs by promoting lower ownership costs and improving charging access. The campaign follows more than 50,000 drivers already using the electric car grant, which offers discounts of up to £3,750 on new EVs. Drivers are also being reminded that they can save up to £1,400 a year on fuel and maintenance costs and access more than 87,000 public charge points across the UK. Sarah, this is essentially boiling down all we know into one place and saying, why wouldn't you go electric?
Well, quite. And I like this timing for this campaign because it's long been said we should bring back some of those consumer campaigns that really get to the heart of why people would take the plunge. We've got the grant, we've got more choice of vehicles now, we've got cross-pavement solutions, we've got more charging, we've got everything that everybody said no to before. So this is the perfect timing. And actually, credit to whoever is doing the DFT's social media, because they're all over the trains as well. They're all over roads. They're doing genuinely a really good job. Very long tagline, though. Get that electric feeling. Wouldn't Google it.
I wouldn't do it, frankly. I think sticking your fingers in a socket, not good. Paul?
Well, so I'm going to be the broken record that I always am, because yeah,
Let's move on,
I
shall
am.
we?
I know it's right.
And now it's time for the shout-outs.
This is
I love
great.
the shout outs.
This is great, and I absolutely believe it should happen. But we continue to do more for cars. We get a grant, we get additional grants, we bring grants back for cars.
true.
We do great big stuff for trucks. We just spent millions, another 30 million. And I absolutely go yay and amen to all of that. However, when will we do something extra to promote vans, to show how we're solving the problems, to show how we're creating charging hubs that are suitable for people to do a campaign to go, guys, how much can you save by going to a used EV? We need to get on that, people, because we are so far behind the curve on that, and particularly in vans. And we need to get on with just focus on vans. It is so important, and we're missing it.
Couldn't agree with you more, Paul. And we've got some exciting news. The CV show coming up at the end of April, where we'll be championing vans. A couple of newbies from Iveco, say no more. Possibly some others. Can't say too much. We're working on it right now, but it is going to be kicking. Is it time to do the shout-outs, darling?
Yes.
Yes, just a quick reminder, if you do want to come to the CV show with us, there are literally a couple of spaces left now for the CV show. So hit Paul up, send him a message or phone him. He likes the phone, apparently.
I like the phone.
Anyway, hit him up and you can be with us at the Commercial Vehicle Show with the 19 group. Quite wonderful people there. Anyway, right, let's move on. First, through the door this morning at 7:20, and this is just hilarious. 7:20, Daryl Sharp. Good morning. Because at 7:21, Steve Warts, 1 minute later, was in second place. This is getting serious now, people. Oh, I love that. And James from Screenwash King. Hello, my friend. Lovely to see you here. Hugs and squeezes to you. And can I just tell you, your stuff is in my car right now, cleaning
And
my
mine.
windscreen. And it's brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Stuart Humphrey, massive hugs to you. We've had a chat this week about mental health and having a special spot about mental health and well-being on the podcasts and on the webinars and on the news, which I think is a darn fine idea. So well done, constantly the champion, and one of the 12 Christmas crackers. Well done, my friend Leon Gomez. Morning, Peter Lever. Hello, geezer. Now, what's he saying? I've never been here this early, so I can get this question in earlier. I need to tow my arrival beta vans on a trailer. Is there anything electric that can do it, as we're looking at 3.5 CW?
Two things, just to answer the question whilst we've got it up there. Two things can. One is the Iveco e-Daily, of course, and the second is the pickup, the Isuzu D-Max or EV Max pickup. Both can tow. The range is compromised, of course, but you will be able to tow them probably in excess of 100 miles on the charge with both of those.
Leon Gomez very helpfully put some of the data in about the Isuzu pickup in the chat. So well done, mate. Clean Tech fan, Barbara and Simon from the YouTube. Hello. It's 10 o'clock and it's time for that funner feeling. You're darn straight it is. Oh, yes. Belinda, hello. Good morning to you. Who else? We got Michael Barton. Good morning from Bristol. What sort of weather you got in Bristol? It is manky and wet here. And then he's here.
It's horrendous.
He's slightly damp. But it's Peter Heath. And he's got nice teeth.
Nice teeth.
And we're going to be talking to you, Peter, next week. Very exciting stuff coming from you. Gary Comerford. Morning, morning. New season of the podcast launches on Sunday. Gary Comerford and his EV musings. Get it listened to. Ash Bannister, Old Two Mugs, is here in Mayhew from sunny Southbourne. I'm here on time. I'm feeling nearly tip top. Oh, good. I'm pleased to hear that.
And then he's got sun.
I know, DEV, he's here. Dev Chakravarti in the house. And he's telling Ash Bannister he got the DM. Wonder what that's all about. What's it about? Give us the deets. What else we got? We've
Not urgent.
got...
It's not urgent.
Okay, fair enough. Mark Smith. Mark Smith, MBA. Thank you for joining us and bringing your presence. Rob Dustin, good morning, Rob. Tony Clayton, I've made it 2 weeks in a row and you are loved. Jamie Fretwell, all 97 foot 12 of him, he's in the house.
It gets bigger and bigger every week. I love
That's
this.
been said before. Liz Allen, hello. She's on time. Good to see you. Ben McDonald, greetings. Oh, I was thinking Michael McDonald there. Running down the wrong road. Anyway, sorry. Wayne Dunn, hello. Anne Snelson. Now we're talking to Anne Snelson. A little bit of an insight here. We got a podcast recording with Anne Snelson later today. Be out in a few weeks' time. She is fascinating. Can't wait for that. Kate Terrell is in the house.
Hi.
She's such a marketing guru, you know. You need Kate Terrell in your life. Paul.
Is chaps universal now? Is it like guys?
Yeah, I think so.
I think. And it's also leather trousers.
Are we making it gender fluid? Is that?
I was worried you meant leather trousers as well, but I went to the right side of that comment.
Okay, so Paul's gender fluid, we've discovered. Ron Godfrey, nice to have you here. Amy Carter. Oh, she's in London shopping with her daughter.
On
it's
Sunday.
It's the 21st, and the credit card is getting a smashing good. Pleased to hear it. You can afford it. Jim Blair, good morning. He's such a gentleman, isn't he? Look at that. Morning, all.
Yes.
None of your nonsense, none of your frippery. Just bog standard, get in there, get it done. Lloyd Allen, morning from Bristol. There's lots of you in Bristol. Perhaps we should have a Bristol meetup. And then she's here. It's Lulu Bonbons O'Hagan. Good to have you. And the aforementioned,
You'll get me.
the aforementioned Matthew Ling is in the house. Just letting you know, Sarah Wellstead, she was late.
Late.
Paul Shearer Barnfather, greetings to you. Toby Hiles, 10:06. He's feeling naughty today.
Naughty?
I think. Gee.
Toby Hiles is always cheeky. He's very funny.
Craig Stark, he's in that. Gee whiz, Craig Stark in the house as well. He was late. But do you know what? It doesn't matter because you're here. Matt Cook, shocking campaign. Get that electric feeling.
good.
Shocking campaign. Love that. Toby Hiles, great to have you here. I think I'm getting, oh my lord above. Listen, the comments are going absolutely loopy this week. Love you, hug you. And Francois Vilbers, hello, darling boy from Swarco. Good to have you here. Right, I'm going to get on with the news. It's 10:17, 3 stories to go. Usually the way that we are on this show. Let's start. While home to over 700 million people, only about 30% of Southeast Asians have convenient access to public transport, well below the global average of 50%. A core issue lies in what experts call the first and last mile problem. It's the challenge commuters face in travelling between the public transport stop and their final destination at both the start and the end of their journeys, which often discourages commuters from choosing public transport. And I think we've got something very similar in the UK. Sometimes getting access to public transport is not as easy in the first world as it should be. Governments across the region are responding with plans to promote an integrated and affordable public transport system, expand route coverage and improve modal connections. So let's see what people are doing. In Singapore, by 2030, half of public bus fleets will be electric. This is good news. In Malaysia, Paul, can you check it out for us?
I was just thinking that.
Oh.
Yes.
So Paul's going to
Singapore.
Malaysia
And Singapore, well, including Singapore.
and Singapore in March, and a company called Prasarana plans to roll out 250 electric buses this year with a further 1,100 units by 2028. So, Paul, hop on a bus, let us know how it goes. There'll be a
Definitely gonna do
selfie
that.
stick involved for sure. In Indonesia, Transjakarta now runs 20% of its fleet on electric power and aims to fully transition to EVs by 2030. In Thailand, the Bangkok Mass Transit Authority operates a fleet of 2,350 electric buses and plans to replace over 2,000 diesel buses with EVs by 2029. They've got similar steps in Vietnam, the Philippines and Cambodia. This is now an unstoppable global move and seems to be gathering pace. Doing the right thing, Paul, it still matters, and it makes now commercial sense across the world.
It does. And you kind of might think, well, how on earth does all this information get out there? But what I'm really excited about was we spoke to Caroline Watson from C40 Cities.
Oh, yeah, that
not
was a
too
great
long
episode.
ago. It was a good episode, and they bring together all of the mayors of all the world. So you've got the mayor of New York talking to the mayor of Johannesburg, and all of these kinds of things. And I wouldn't be surprised if this has something to do with that collaboration, because, you know, buses are a relatively costly but straightforward way to electrify public transport. It is very predictable. There's lots of places to stop and charge and do that sort of stuff, and most of the routes can be done over charged overnight, and then the routes can be done in the day. So there is a lot of really cool stuff that can happen in the bus world. And I just wonder, Caroline Watson, maybe we should reach out to her and say, did you have something to do with this? Because I think that she'll be involved with that sharing of information. And it proves that if we collaborate and we share the good news stories all around, then the whole world can move to electric, even places where we might be surprised.
Absolutely. evcafe.org, and look for podcasts. Caroline Watson. Brilliant human being, pulling all those mayors in the same direction. Superb. Sam.
John, I think you made a good point about the comparison to us. Because when I think of Asia, I just think of a massive landmass, and I'm thinking, well, of course, there's going to be a tricky public transport accessibility. But Southeast Asia is different, because that's a multitude of islands, very highly densely populated, and actually it's quite similar to us in that respect. So I think there's a lot of learnings we can do over here based on the geography of over there.
The mutual loving between Sam and I goes on. Our third story.
Sickening.
New analysis from the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit has found that plug-in hybrid vehicles, Sam, I'm coming to you for this, for obvious reasons, are likely to be spending almost twice as much money to fuel their cars as manufacturers claim. Based on the manufacturer's claim about fuel efficiency, PHEVs should be costing on average about 530 quid a year for petrol and electricity. But research by Transport and Environment found that PHEVs consume 490% as much fuel as manufacturers claim, with the ECIU discovering costs then jumped to £985 a year due to petrol being more expensive per mile than electricity. This disparity between claimed and real-world fueling costs has a knock-on effect on the total cost of ownership, meaning that PHEVs actually cost £81 a year more to own and run than a regular petrol car. When compared to an equivalent EV, plug-in hybrid costs of ownership are almost £1,000 higher each year, and yet people still buy them. What the French, young Sam?
Well, it's pertinent that I was like a bulldog chewing a wasp taking my kids to school today, listening to yet another advert advertising self-charging hybrids. So I think the answer to your question, John, is because we're still pumping this false rhetoric as marketing on. It's going into people's ears on the way to school every day that self-charging hybrid, that sounds like a good idea. It isn't a good idea. It's going to cost you more money, so don't do it. But I just feel like it's going back. It's an old story, isn't it? Really, this is old news. We've all known it, but we need to get through to the Trade Standards Agency or something to stop them in this country, as they have banned in other countries, from touting that fake messaging, because it just manipulates people's thoughts into what is the right thing to be doing.
Plug-in hybrid ain't the way forward. Get that electric feeling. £3,750 off your car and £1,400 per year cheaper than running a plug-in hybrid or a petrol or diesel vehicle. Wakey. Paul.
Well, I was just reading a comment from Colin Walker, who's a transport analyst at the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, and he said this is increasingly looking like a scandal with echoes of Dieselgate, because we're pumping, on the behest of the motor industry, pumping PHEVs and self-charging, what nonsense, hybrids into the market, and this will then perpetuate, because they're going to go into the used market, and it just goes on and on. We're passing on higher costs into the next generation. Just seems wholly unreasonable.
Ash Bannister's asked if he's got to give his mug back.
I just said, give it back.
Yeah, for coming up with the term ban self-charging hybrids. Ash, we love you very much. You have 2 mugs. Hold on to them, dear. One for each hand, because there are 2 coffee mug days where things just go so horribly wrong that you've got to glug, 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 glug. Anyway, let's move on. This is the killer story, quite literally. Hydrogen transport infrastructure is developing at half the pace of other clean tech, putting net zero targets at risk, according to research by the Heriot-Watt University. A recent study from the Edinburgh Business School at Heriot-Watt found that while hydrogen production, storage and fuel cell technologies are advancing rapidly, the hydrogen distribution infrastructure, that's not easy to say, distribution infrastructure is developing at half the speed, creating a critical bottleneck that could put billions of pounds of investment in clean energy at risk. The findings published in the journal Sustainable Futures are an important milestone in recognising that while other hydrogen technologies improve and costs fall, distribution expenses could take up a large share of hydrogen system budgets, significantly limiting overall efficiency and growth of the hydrogen sector, the university researchers said. And this is the stunning bit. This isn't just something they dreamt up on the back of an envelope. The research team analysed 777,000 patents and 1.3 million citations, spanning 182 years of hydrogen technology development, revealing clear differences in progress across the system. Now, if you stop to think about that for a second, we've had 182 years of hydrogen technology. Where is it? What's happened? Where's it got to? Nowhere. The findings reveal where the hydrogen system is most vulnerable, showcasing that pipes, terminals and liquefaction plants need to move hydrogen safely and affordably, and they're lagging behind. As a result, researchers said distribution is what links the entire hydrogen system together. Without it, production stays concentrated near manufacturing sites. Essentially, this surely is, if you're going to use hydrogen, you have to use it locally, store it locally, and then you maybe have got a chance if you use it for the right application. Other than that, you're wasting your life. Take it, somebody.
You said Sam could.
No, I mean, even then, John, you know, depending whether it's green or blue, for example, makes a material difference as to whether it's still valid at that point. 182 years feels like far too much for hydrogen, but actually also I don't really think that's very much at all. If you compare it to fully electric years, I suspect we're talking about thousands of years of development in electric vehicles.
Wow,
well, I think that's it, isn't it? We've got electric everywhere, so we've got we're talking about this sort of chicken and egg about distribution versus, you know, kind of like the people to use it. So that you're only going to distribute it if you can make a material return. Electric already has the distribution system in place. Broadly speaking, I know that we complain that we haven't got enough energy in the right places and all that sort of stuff, but that can be helped. To have to start completely afresh, which is what we have to do with hydrogen, means that the cost is significant and prohibitive, but also it's just a problem. We've got a much lesser problem with electric, and it allows us to move forward at a much greater pace. And let's face it, the manufacturers are, for all their talk, are not producing vehicles that are hitting the road and making a difference. It's as simple as that. There is nothing to test, nothing to learn from, nothing to drive. Unless you want a Mirai, of course.
Fascinating to see Madame Le Bonbon saying her husband, film producer, weirdly with a physics degree. Is it a weird physics degree? What is weird physics? Anyway, never stops going on about hydrogen. I'll show him this. We'll send you the link, Lulu. It's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, John,
Sarah.
I wanted to add an academic perspective on this, and Lulu teed me up nicely. It was only a month ago I was invited by a group of universities to talk about hydrogen. Of course, I insisted it had to be a head-to-head on EV versus hydrogen. And again, the scientific community seems to really back it. And I think that's really curious that something about EV just isn't sinking in. You know, they've got hundreds of thousands. You go to the Road Transport Expo, there's a lot about hydrogen there. So, you know, is this the sort of thing that Gary Comerford was going on about, that we need public service announcement style myth busting on our day to day? Or is it something we need to go straight at the jugular for the academic community feeding into the policy decisions on these things? Question.
I think
good question.
This is very like a children's story. I have read my very own little Sproglets. The Emperor's New Clothes. Just because everybody gets excited about it doesn't mean it's real. It isn't working. It can't work. Physics and chemistry prevent it being a real solution for most transport applications. And we can get into the details. But yeah, go on.
Well, I think we should have test out the potential in helium. It's much funner than hydrogen, according to EV Beano.
I don't want any helium. My voice is high enough as it is, thanks.
The funny thing is, I've just had a new sound desk delivered for my studio, and it will give me the opportunity to operate as though I've got helium in my system, because it will process the sound. Ron Godfrey, I only came yesterday. I haven't plugged it in yet, but sound effects, the works. It's coming to the news next week. But if you've got any clean transport PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org, like what Neil Durno did this week. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from my great friends at the EV Cafe, Sam, Paul and Sarah. And this has been an EV Cafe production. Apparently other sustainability news services are available. But this is just fun! The EV Cafe is truly blessed to be partnered with VAA, Webfleet, Europcar, Iveco, Avaloo. More on that one soon.
Yes.
Utility Line, EV Blocks, AW Energy, CPD Bodies and True Charge. We are the EV Cafe, supporting the transition to clean transport. Supported by Drake's Electric Vehicles. Enjoy the rest of your day, you wonderful human beings, and your weekend, wherever it takes you. Until next Friday. Bye!
Bye.
There you go.
Fun.